morning. Hello. I thought I'd name this as a quiet time because quiet times are important. Time to read a little bit from the Word of God, what God says to you. Try to get like at least one thing, grasp one thing that God is speaking to you, and just open the Bible. Some people open it anywhere to the Bible. Like I used to like open up the Bible 3 times and read whatever I opened up to see if God had a word for me or had something to say to me. But you're welcome to have quiet times with my sketchbook. I've got like 15 books and I've written every verse of Mark and Ruth and mostly all of Nehemiah and Philemon. So I think that's in John's sketchbook. So I'm finishing up Old Testament, Samson, Gideon, but I wanted to balance it out and do some New Testament. So I'm just in my car before life gets busy. I didn't do every verse of Luke. Maybe God will call me to do that. It takes a lot of time, but it's good. It's been really good for me to write out all these verses and draw them. So here's a miracle, Luke 9:16. Taking the 5 loaves and 2 fish and looking up to heaven, he gave thanks. So that's in other Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They all talk about Jesus' miracles. So I only have a brief picture here of Luke and Jesus giving thanks, and then he multiplies the food and gives it out to 3,000 people or maybe 5,000. I will say this is page 39 of Luke's sketchbook. 38 is a mistake, a blooper about calling out the 12. We'll go over that tomorrow. How do we witness? And Jesus called out the disciples 2 by 2. But let's just do this page or two before. Luke 9:18. As it happened, as he was alone praying, that his disciples joined him, and he asked them, saying, "Who do the crowd say that I am?" Sorry, that's cut off. Jesus said, "Who do they say I am?" So they answered and said, "John the Baptist. But some say Elijah, and others say that one of the old prophets have risen again. So who does people say I am? He's done some miracles. Who is he? John the Baptist? Elijah? One of the prophets?" He said to them, "But who do you say I am?" Jesus, God's Messiah. So I think we all come to a point where we're like, who do you say Jesus is? We study him in college. I read the Bible. I'm like, who is Jesus? And I believed. So who do you think Jesus is? And he strictly warned them and commanded them not to tell anyone. Sorry, it's broken, cut off. And he strictly warned them and commanded them not to tell anyone, saying, "The Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised the 3rd day." Shh, this is going to happen. And be killed and raised the 3rd day. I need to redo Luke again, but you get the point. Who do you say Jesus is? And at this time, his ministry was not totally open. If they knew, whenever they found out about Jesus, everybody kind of mobbed him and came, and he couldn't preach anymore. So he did these same things secretly with the disciples. And tomorrow we'll talk about Jesus and the disciples going up to the mountain. And I will not be in the shade. So Peter, James, John, Jesus up on the mountain to pray. Okay, God bless you, and whatever your day happens, whatever happens in your day.